Hi everyone. Well, it's the last video of 2023. I can't believe how quickly it's gone. So, I've been really busy and look what I've been making. Not exactly engraved glass, but I have got a new gadget. So, jump to my YouTube channel and look for my reviews on the XTool M1 laser and cutter. It is unbelievable. Anyway, I have to show you first before I get on to my next glass engraving. Look at these diddy little things. I've just finished that, and I'm going to possibly paint the little bee and the heart. I've stuck the heart on. These are obviously drop earrings, and there's another one. They're all ready to be mounted. Ready to have the silver findings put in. I'm going to only use quality silver, and I might paint that blues, beautiful sea blues. And then of course you have there's two of each of these things I'm showing you. There's the little cutout of the seahorse, which of course I would like to turn into a pair of studs. And where's another one? And then my other little test is a couple of hearts, and of course the little heart that went on the bee came out the top, and then I've got the bigger hearts which I can put on something else. So exciting. I've been engraving all sorts of things and cutting all sorts of things, and now I've got to focus on my glass for a while longer, the rest of my life. Okay, so the last video I had done this hang on, let me find some black cloth. Actually, I've got some green cloth. How about that? Hopefully it'll be dark enough. So there you go. I engraved this whole glass with just one stone burr. That was it. And so that was the previous email. And that was my previous video. Okay, right. What I'm going to do now is take a couple of these leaves and berries and sticks and whatever, and hand engrave them properly. What I call properly, Lesley Pyke style, and not so wifty wafty and light. I'm going to choose further down so that I can get quite deep, but it'll just give you the option of two different techniques. I think there's millions of ways of doing these things, maybe not millions, hundreds, maybe not hundreds, dozens of ways of doing the engraving of these subjects, but I'm just showing you two. Very light surface engraving with a stone. That's what I did last time, and so now I'm going to get stuck into that, and not the whole glass because I haven't got time, but certainly a couple of leaves and berries and branches, and just make it look the way I would normally engrave this glass. Okay, right. May I say a happy Christmas, of course, and let's get on with it. So first up, I have a diamond burr in the drill, and I've just been going up and down the side of the holly leaf. You can see it is already looking quite different to the other side. Not quite going to the absolute edges, certainly on the points, because I don't want to go over them so much. I'm just colouring in within those lines, using lots of water. And you saw me flicking it towards the middle. Here I am flicking it outwards, and that is a good way of blending the whole area. Here I have a little rat's tail, And I'm being a little bit more precise on the edges. Always turning the glass to get comfortable. I realized it wasn't as sharp as I had thought it was. So just taking a normal stone, you can take the back of a diamond, you can take the back of a stone, whatever, and just to flatten the top to get to the fresh diamond. I'm just trying to make these sharp points and the edges nice and neat and sharp. Pulling it towards you is quite an efficient feeling. You feel more in control of the direction of the burr. And then you go out the line just as I say that. Brilliant. Now I'm just running it down the middle to define a center line. Right, here I have a little stone burr. No, I'm back to the little one. Who knows? It's a green stone anyway. It's a small green stone. And all I'm doing is simply smoothing out here and there. So it's not quite as dark as if you were to use a Dura white, which is the little white smooth stone. But just enough to smooth a bit of the diamond effect so that it is going to polish a little bit darker. Not that I want to polish it, I just want to shade it a little bit. So just turn down the brightness slightly. I always do this working dry. There's the very, very odd occasion I might use water, but generally I will work dry when I'm using a stone or a rubber. You can maybe sort of see, I know that the light is, my super duper light is very bright. And here I've got a rubber. And just with the slightest touch, you can see how dark it is. So I'm giving the leaf just a few dark areas, and we can blend them all nicely in a moment. This is a soft grey rubber. I'm actually using it in my hands now, so it's out of the drill, and this way is quite good when you want to simply blend the edges of it. It's quite efficient. It's only going to just soften, but enough to blend it into the diamond work. This rubber is a fixed grey rubber, so they are easily available. So back to the rat's tail. And in the image, I'm actually copying an image, a photograph of a holly leaf. I imagine there are several different kinds out there, and this one had veins coming from the strangest of places, and they were all quite white, or light in color at least. So I was just copying the picture. It's funny because if I wasn't copying a picture, I would have done it quite differently. a little bit more naively. Right, here I have got a Dura white, and I'm just putting in a couple of little squiggly bits that I've seen on the photograph. They're very, very subtle. Here is a little skinny brown rubber, and I'm flattening the top, only so that I can get a nice hard edge down the side of that central vein. Right, I have got quite a large diamond burr in the drill now. And I'm gently building up some engraving in this berry. Always remember to, if you're going to go a little bit deeper, don't forget the middle bit. You don't want to end up with a donut. So I'm completely disregarding the little dark spots that are on the previous version. I'm just engraving the whole thing so that it is going to stick out the glass a little. Lots of water. You will have noticed the very first one I did is going to be behind the one on the left. So I didn't go quite as deep, and the one on the left is slightly deeper. So it will appear in front. So what on earth was I doing there? I think that was a green stone. Yeah, I was trying to take the very, very pointy bit off, because I didn't want the pointy bit to take me out of the area I was engraving. So I was just rounding the top a little bit. So here with this green stone again, this is similar to the one I used on the leaf in the beginning, and I'm just half toning these. I'm just smoothing them out slightly without going too dark, because after all they are red berries, so they would appear to be a little bit darker when you convert to a grayscale. What is that burr in there now? That looks like a diamond. Okay, I went back to a diamond that is a very fine grit, so it's almost the same effect as using the green stone. This is the grey rubber again, and you can see we've got a nice half-toned berry going on here. And I'm not polishing out the whole berry, just areas of it, mainly underneath. And I apologize for the brightness that it's picking up. It's picking up the light a great deal here for some reason. As I say, I have to turn it quite sideways in order for you to be looking straight down on it, and I didn't quite get it right. Anyway, just touching up the leaf with the rubber. When you flick it out like that, so start in one place and then flick towards the whatever direction, you don't end up with a hard edge so much. Now here I have a little Dura white, and of course the Dura white is making a very dark, smooth area. And that, of course, is the little black bits that you see on the outside of the berries. And here I've got the little rubber. Now normally by going a little bit deep, it's going to look like it's sticking outwards. I don't want that so much, so I didn't go very deep, and now I'm putting a little bit of a diamond effect. This is the rat's tail again, because it has those little little flicks of leafy effect going around. So it's a little hole. It's not something that's sticking out. So that is what I'm doing. And it just gives it that bit of depth into the dark hole. Now I've just spent the last 10 or 15 minutes looking for the botanical name for the little area at the end of that berry, and I cannot find it. But what I did learn is there are 480 varieties of holly, and not all of them have got spiky leaves. In fact, some of them are completely smooth, and some have black berries as opposed to a red berry. Oh my goodness, there are so many. And it seems that there won't be berries unless there is a male and a female plant next to each other, and the female is the one that has the berries. So that was quite interesting. Anyhow, I'm just neatening up some of the edges of this holly leaf with the little rat's tail. You can spend quite a long time on this. Look at a variety of leaves. There are so many, as I say, and quite frankly, there are some I would have preferred to copy rather than the one that I did find. Right, here I have got a rubber disc, a relatively hard rubber, and I'm just picking up some edges to darken. I also learnt that the berries are actually called drupes, D-R-U-P-E-S. Never heard that before. I'm just going over some of the veins here. As I say, they are really different in the picture that I was copying. And I have got a little diamond here that's going a little bit deeper down the middle. With a small diamond in the drill, I am just going along the little stalks. I've basically made them up, and they just kind of fill in a few spaces here and there, just for added interest. This is a Dura white to soften the tone of them. There we are. Well, that's quite interesting, and I hope that you enjoyed this little bit of an upgrade Although looking at it, I got to say, I don't mind the stonework just as something different. It's very light-hearted and it seems to show up pretty well. So there you go, holly upgrade from simple stonework. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye for now.